It's another ridiculous night as my round table joins me, Ben, the Ridiculous Riddick, and rants concerning the nerd culture of yesterday and today. Tonight's topic, we are talking about the brutal murder committed to cable television by streaming services such as Netflix and Hulu. Joining me at my round table tonight, I have the always lovely Nikki the Powerful Powell.
Hi.
Woo!
Run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch him. He's the gingerbeard man, Kenny Haynes.
Hello. I've
And-
decided, Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go for it.
I said deciding, try and wait for you to finish my name. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to interrupt you.
Oh,
every
okay.
time now. Yes.
So just like what you just did.
Yes. Exactly.
Excellent. Beautiful. And in her Ridiculous Rants debut, and in my own personal way of butchering her name, Alexis Cozombolidis.
You got it. Hi, guys.
Go Ben.
Thank you so much for having me.
You have just disappointed Nick Scarpino so bad.
I know, but
He told us to butcher your name as good as we could, and Ben lied to him. So.
You know what? Every time I go on a podcast post Nick Scarpino, everyone
Okay.
always says, Nick Scarpino said to do this to you.
Oh, well, he told me to ask Tim Geddes how to use Instagram, and I've asked him like 9 times and haven't gotten a reply. So, I mean, I don't know what he's talking about.
Because
Yeah.
Tim Geddes does not know how to use Instagram.
Apparently not.
well, thank you for joining us, Alexis.
Yeah, of
I
course.
really appreciate
Thank you for
it.
having me.
We tried to come up with a pretty good topic for you, and this is actually a topic that when Nikki proposed it to me, I was like, oh my god, can't believe we haven't done this topic yet. But before we get right into the topic, what have you guys been doing with your life? Let's go ahead and we'll start with Nikki.
Me.
Yes, what have you been doing with your life?
It's been a crazy week for me and my games. I tried to start something that I've never done before, like a new series of a game. So I tried Enslaved, and I'm not happy with it. I don't like the graphics, the controls. I don't like them at all. So I gave up. And then I went back to Red Dead Redemption, and I've only played 5 minutes of that, and I now because I don't like it. It's not very fun. So I just
You
decided
don't
to
like
get
Red Dead Redemption?
I like it, but I don't like
no.
the controls. I don't. They're just weird, and you can't do anything. It bothers me. Whatever.
So now
Yeah,
there are
I'm a
two people on
disappointment.
the show that don't like it.
Okay,
No.
fight me. So I just decided to go back and go in the course I was going in, which is I started Dead Space 2. And I'm like 2 hours in, and I love it. It's fantastic. It's something I remember, and I know this, and I can play it, and it's great, and I love the story so far already, and it's scared the crap out of me a few times. That's what I've been playing. Oh, I also started, what did I start today at work? Because I was really bored. I started A Link Between Worlds.
I saw that. I saw
Yeah,
that
but-
tweet.
I'm
I
about
saw
2
that.
hours into that. Yeah. So.
Are you liking it so far?
Yeah, I like it. I like all the Zelda games that I can play on a DS or 3DS or handheld. I love them. I think they're fantastic. So that's what I'm going to stick with. So I'm sticking old school with my games. I like Dead Space. I like Zelda. That's what we're playing. So
Fun
I wish
stuff.
you guys could see Alfredo try to tiptoe behind this. He's like, looks like a little cartoon, like trying to,
Like a Pink Panther cartoon
yeah, like,
style
well,
thing?
Yeah.
Even
it's
better.
fine. Sorry.
Alexis, what have you been doing with your life? I'm sure you haven't been busy at all with last week being E3 and all.
Oh my gosh, guys, E3, boy, was that a... I think that's everyone's worst nightmare when it comes... it's like it's bittersweet, right? So you go and you work these crazy hours. You start at like 7, especially us, because we put on the like pre and post shows to all the conferences, and then we have our live show during actual E3, and we have all these demos and stuff like that. And then because I'm production coordinator, all the videos that we put up on IGN go through me. So
you have to sit there and watch all those shows?
do I watch all of them?
Yeah,
I
do you have to
don't
watch them before they go up?
I mean, technically no, but you know, you're just making sure like everyone's running on track and making sure like they're all edited and finished, and then you like publish them and stuff like that. But there's so many that we had like a record-breaking amount of videos go up this year. Like it was insane.
Well,
I never
I
hear
had
the
that stream on
Fran
the
Mirabella's
entire
mouth.
time.
But, like, he was like, okay, maybe we should slow down on the videos. So with E3, like, I'm still recovering from it. Because then at night, everyone, like, goes out and just, like, blows off steam, and then you do the same thing all over again. But
So
other
I know
than that,
you're
Game of Thrones
also
is- What?
I know you're also a Game of Thrones fan. Have you
Yeah.
caught up on Game of Thrones?
It's
No
now-
spoilers.
No. I'm so sad. I'm like, what am I supposed to watch tonight? But, you know, hopefully, I've already binge watched Orange is the New Black season 2 already, too. So.
Join the club. Finished it in 3 days. It
Yeah,
was
me too.
fantastic.
As soon as I got back from E3, that's all I did was binge watch Orange is the New Black. I was such a loser.
Yeah, it came out on Wednesday, and I'm pretty sure I finished it Friday, right before I did something. No, I finished it Sunday, right before we went on Sunday.
It came out
That's what
on,
happened.
yeah, it came out on the Friday right before E3. So I
Was
was
it
like,
Friday?
ah. So,
I still haven't watched
and then
that.
last night I was playing Outlast with Alfredo. I don't know if you guys caught his stream or not, but
I did not. I work.
I saw
late,
the
no.
picture that he put up of it, and he said that it scared the crap out of you guys. And I also started trying to play it again like 2 days ago, and I'm stuck. So
yeah, that game is really, really stressful. But
I can't do
Before-
scary thing. I just can't.
you can't do scary.
No, I mean I can do Halloween Horror Nights kind of scary, but I can't watch scary on TV.
Yeah, I can't do scary just in general, like across the board.
Gotcha.
see, I've been stuck in one spot for quite a while now that it's no longer scary at all to me because I know exactly what the guy's gonna do. I just can't get that last jump where I need to go, and so I'm over it as of now. But when I started, holy jeez, I'm playing in the middle of the day, all the lights are on, and I still jumped 2 minutes in. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's like a really jumpy game. But I was hearing Alfredo play it before while he was streaming, and I was like, oh, I'm going to scare him. I'm going to get him so good. So we go back to his archive stream. Like, I just jumped in his room. He literally, I've never seen him jump so high and just, like, spilt water everywhere. It was hilarious.
Aw, poor Alfredo.
Oh, he's fine.
I feel bad for him. You're so mean. Kenny,
Yes.
what have you and your beard been up to?
Not a lot. Been working a lot, but played a little bit more Watch Dogs. But I have been reading a lot more New 52 Batman, which is awesome.
I agree.
Pretty much
Batman is awesome.
anything new that I've been reading is just absolutely amazing. It really isn't a boring issue that I've come across yet, so it's really cool. And I'm gonna have to check out Outlast because I haven't played any of that yet. But I've been missing a truly scary game. I haven't played a game at like midnight to try and scare myself since the first BioShock came out. So I'm gonna have to try that to see how it is.
You know what game you should also try when it comes out is Alien Isolation.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
That game looks scary.
Yeah, that one's just, like, constant running.
Yeah.
I actually haven't seen anything on that. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some E3 stuff where I mean, you're pretty much trying to hide. You're trying to get to the end of the level without running into the alien.
Well, that's
From
the same with Outlast.
Alien. Yeah. Oh, I've never played Outlast, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know these
you're
things.
basically running
Alexis.
from some big giant guy that will bash your brains in, and he just jumps out anywhere and runs after you, and yeah.
my whole motto was, when in doubt, just crouch.
Yeah, when in doubt, hide. If it says hide here, and just wait.
Yeah.
Give it 5-10 minutes. I spent half the time playing the game just sitting waiting to see if anything would walk by.
Yep, me too.
That sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like a midnight type of game to me. I'm definitely gonna check that out.
It is. Do it.
Alrighty. And then I honestly, this whole last week has been a blur. So I don't really know what's been happening. I've worked a lot, so there's that. So I'm just gonna skip what I've been doing with my life because I feel like that's all I've been doing with my life. I played some Watch Dogs. I played some Watch Dogs, and I have to say I'm not a huge fan of it.
Which is
I've been hearing
disappointing.
that a lot.
We car surfed together, Ben.
We did car surf together, That was fun. Most fun I've had in the game. The only fun that I've had in the game. But I got the game, and I made this New Year's resolution that every game I purchase on the PS4, I have to platinum. So now I have to platinum the game.
Oh, are you sure? Because you gave up.
That was
last
a
time.
Vita game, Nikki.
So that
Vita
counts.
game.
Oh, but you
I
changed
said
the
a
rules. You changed the
PS4
rules
game.
when you can't hack it.
Jesus
I will
Christ,
platinum
Nikki.
every game I buy this year. Every game that has a platinum, I will platinum it.
I do believe I actually said
Modifier.
PlayStation 4 game. You know what? I'm going to listen to that episode again, and I'm going to cut out that one part and just send it to you. Because I am pretty sure I
To
said
prove I'm right.
Well, you're gonna have
Okay,
to tweet
that's
that
cool.
one part then, so everybody knows. Everybody
Yeah.
knows when you're wrong.
Oh hell no. No.
Every time we get in this argument.
You're gonna play that clip.
Yeah, exactly.
The clip
Anyways.
where you're wrong. Go ahead.
People didn't come here to learn how wrong Nikki is all the time. People came here to listen to us talk about whether or not, or how we watch TV, be it streaming or cable. So, my very first question for you guys, and we'll start with our lovely guest, Alexis, how do
Yes.
you consume your media the most?
Oh my gosh, I stream. I absolutely love, and when I say TV, I mean television shows.
Mm.
And I mean, I am. We don't even have cable at my house. Like, cable to me seems so archaic.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
So do I.
I mean, I don't get it, but yeah, I stream everything. Like I buy on Amazon. I watch on Netflix. In between those two, and then HBO Go that I have from my mom.
Nice.
That like
I was going to say, how do you have HBO
My
Go
friend
without
And
cable?
not cable, yeah. I was about to say, tell me the secrets of this trade because I've been trying to get it for years.
HBO Go.
Yeah, well, you can't get it without cable, and I was like, if you had it without cable, I was gonna die. So,
Yeah, I had it without cable.
well, yeah, but you like steal it from somebody legally.
Yeah, my
but,
mom. That doesn't count.
Oh, I wish my mom.
But you're still going through a cable provider to get HBO Go.
What?
I don't even pay someone that has cable for the HBO Go just so I can have it.
Yeah.
Bring that up to a friend.
Oh, girl, we'll talk. I'm sure my house will have like 7 people that you can keep. Like, so
Awesome.
we'll talk after this.
Well, there you go.
But huge advocate for streaming. Like, I love binge watching television shows. I love like House of Cards, being able to sit down and watch it for like a whole weekend, right? And like Orange is the New Black. I try to do that with like betas, and I try so hard to let a whole season go by so I can binge watch, but it's really hard, especially with something like Game of Thrones and
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. But I'm all for it. I wish they would just do that with everything.
Oh, absolutely. And you bring up a good point. I mean, a lot of these streaming services are actually coming out with their own programming, because you've got Orange is the New Black, which is a Netflix original.
Oh, I love it. I love that so much. Netflix has the best originals.
They really, really do. And you know what's weird is that like Amazon's originals are just like not on par, like at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think
Yeah,
I've
I
watched
agree.
one.
I watched betas, and then that other one with John Goodman. I can't think of the name of it right now.
I watched
But-
the Zombieland one.
What?
There was a Zombieland, like when they had that whole thing of pilots, there was a Zombieland one that they tried to do.
Some of them, yeah, I don't know who's picking their TV shows or what, but they need to step up their game because right now.
I
But
think
it's crazy. Netflix, like, their original series are really fantastic, like, amazing. And they have so many more new ones coming out that I'm so excited for. And then, I don't know.
Yeah, like Constantine. No, not Constantine. They've got a bunch of the Marvel ones. They've got Daredevil and stuff like that are coming as Netflix originals.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got like some amazing actors too that are just like coming on board. I'm just so excited. But then when you go to browse, like, when you're done watching and you go to browse like a movie or whatever, you're like, Netflix has nothing. They have everything from like the 90s. You're like, I don't know. So, and then Amazon's like vice versa, where it's like, their originals are not that great. And then
My problem with Amazon Prime is the fact that half of the movies they have that you can instant stream, I will pay to rent them. I'm more than happy to give you $5 or $6 or whatever, but 90% of the ones that I've seen in the last month have all been buy it now. Not rent it. Usually it's rent and buy, but now it's buy for $8, buy for $12, buy for $20. And I'm like, when I used to go through this list, it used to be rent for 4, rent for 2, rent for 4, rent for 5, and I can do that. Maybe 1 or 2 buy. They have all these brand new ones on there that last month or the month before would have been rent, and then now they're buy only.
But are there new releases?
Well, yeah, but they still used to do that last year. They had new releases to rent, and now they don't. It's like they're kind of starting to skimp now that more people are jumping on board. They're skimping on the amount and the time that they release these new releases. It's like if people are going to pay you the same amount they would at a movie store to like rent a movie there, you think that it'd be okay to do it on streaming.
Is it that, or is it that they have a contract that they have to wait a certain amount of time before they can?
Whatever. They probably do, but I still find it bullshit because the fact that we went through there and found one movie that we wanted to watch, and that was the only one that was rent.
Have you looked at the Redbox instant video, Nikki?
No.
Because the PS4 has a Redbox app on it.
Yeah.
That might actually have exactly what you're looking for.
Is it good?
I haven't used it, so I don't know.
Says the guy recommending
it. It might
it's just
have
another option.
Fine, I'll try it out. I'll let you know.
Or even the PSN store, they might have rental options. I don't know. I don't typically do movies like that. I like having movies. I don't usually stream movies.
Yeah,
TV shows I stream.
People like loving are you like a DVD lover? Like you like have to have?
I mean, I don't know. I don't like. Yeah, I do. Trust me, I've got shelves full of Blu-rays. But no, I don't know why. I have all of the digital copies, and I use those, and I have those for like my iPad and for streaming on my Mac Mini that's plugged into the TV. But for the most part, I just don't like downloading all of them, and I feel like for like the digital copies that come with movies. Shut up.
What?
Coming from the is all about games not being on discs.
What's with
this from this guy? We had a whole episode arguing the fact that he hates disc-based games now. He's all about downloading them, all about keeping it on his PlayStation, not having to deal with it. And now he doesn't like the movies that way.
Now does he want to buy a $50 terabyte hard drive to save all of his movies to, where he could take anywhere he could go?
No. So here's my issue with that. With like the movies that come with the digital copies. I like the bonuses that come on the actual physical copies, and I don't get a lot of that on the digital copies. So that's my reason for liking the Blu-ray disc. There are actually things on the Blu-ray disc that aren't on the digital copy.
No, that you can just find later on YouTube. It's fine.
But
see, if it's a really good movie, and I love it enough to watch it 90 times, I will buy it, and I will keep it. But if it's not a good enough movie for me to rewatch it on a monthly basis, then I'm probably not going to buy it. Like whatever.
Well, I hate clutter, so it's like I live in San Francisco. I have very little space. I'm not about to like fill up my space with DVDs and Blu-rays. Just no. And, like,
Alexis, I live right outside San Francisco. I live in like a 500 square foot apartment, and I still have space for all this stuff. So I don't know.
That's because he gets rid of all his hard copy games.
Yeah. He manages.
What if you buy the Blu-ray copy and then digitally download it, and then give the copy to someone you know for like Christmas or something like that?
So no, here's my issue with the way Blu-rays do it. Is there's another proprietary thing that you have to go through to get to it. And each DVD or each movie company has their own thing to go through. That's my issue. It's not consolidated.
I know a way around that, Ben.
What's that, Kenny?
Buy the movie digitally, and then you're good.
Okay. Right. I will do that from now on.
All you got.
Now, try to convince my wife that that is the way to go as well.
Blame it on Lee.
Yeah.
I will. I will absolutely blame it on Lee.
Always the wife or the girlfriend's fault.
Yeah.
Fine.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah,
He doesn't like
before I'm going,
without
she's not here to defend
Oh.
herself,
Without-
so
So he's gonna blame her and then move on.
exactly.
And then say she's not there to defend herself.
Yeah.
So much for vows, just out the window.
Oh, she knows the vows don't count when I'm recording this, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
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 Does she need reminding of that?
Yeah, don't text
Kenny's
her
like
that,
texting
please.
her.
Kenny,
Yes.
you still pay for cable.
Don't
You
remind
do?
me.
You still pay for cable?
How
It's
much do
not
you
me.
pay?
It's not me. It's not
It's not
because of me. My
Girlfriend, your wife?
Oh, it's his girlfriend, wife, roommate.
my roommate. What?
What?
No. Seth is neither my girlfriend or my wife.
Complicated.
No. So I've had the discussion with him multiple times. Like, hey, we're both using my Hulu account and my Netflix account and my Amazon Prime account. Could we get rid of the cable? He's like,
Yeah.
well, I still watch cable. I'm like, what do you watch
Break
on
for cable.
what do you watch on cable? He's like, oh, I don't know, just random stuff every once in a while. If I happen to turn
Jesus.
the TV on, I can just find something to watch. I'm like, you can do that on any of these things that I pay for as well, and they're all hooked up to the living room TV, so you're
Okay.
good.
I admit, though, I have to admit there's something nice about just having to scroll through the TV and what is on, and that's it. Like, if you just need something in the background or you just need something to zone out on, like reruns of Friends, there's always, you can watch
you
that
got-
any time of the day.
If you need
The hard thing with Netflix is I get lost, and I search so much, and then I run through all the thing, and I'm like, well, I could watch that, and I save it, and then I run a little more, and I could watch that, maybe I'll watch that, and then I have 19 saved that I should be watching, but I settled on the last one that I looked at, and
But
That's
so-
where you
theoretically,
open up
really,
Hulu?
What
But
are
it's
you
not worth
watching?
$300 a month for flipping cable.
Yeah. What are you watching? It's not nearly that. It's
Are
actually
you sure? Because I went to get basic cable, basic internet, and DVR 5 years ago, and it was going to cost me $140 a month. If
Yeah,
I wanted every channel, and if I wanted the best internet I could possibly get, it was going to cost me $250 a month, and I laughed at the woman and walked out.
Why would you want
that's
every
really high. So
Yeah.
right now I pay $110 for 40 gigs down and cable, and if I were to just get the internet, it would be $80. So it would be saving $30 a month, which I would like to save, but I mean, what really am
what
I
is
gonna
that a
do?
year?
I can't. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's. I don't need convincing of that. It's it's somebody else that
Your
does.
roommate listen to this podcast next week.
Yeah.
I'll do
Get
it.
him. Get him on here.
Okay.
We'll talk to him right now.
I don't think he's home right now, but
No, see, that was one of the big challenging things for when I was trying to convince Lee for us to get rid of cable. Is when she's doing stuff around the apartment or around the house. She likes to just put on like Food Network or HGTV to have it play in the background. And I finally convinced her that we didn't need it. We call the cable company, and they're like, "Oh, you should just keep your cable and then just tell us this every time, and we'll just adjust the cost of cable." So here's the thing.
wait, what?
For us to have the most basic channels for our cable, it costs $1.50 more than us to just have internet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean,
What?
yeah, that's like a deal.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, absolutely.
HBO?
No, I don't have HBO.
No.
Can you
Then-
get HBO though through that?
Yes, I could get HBO through them.
So then,
But I
what's
don't
your
think-
workaround?
I would still have to pay the HBO add-on.
Well, you're gonna have to pay that even if they release HBO Go as a
yeah,
separate entity.
except
Yeah, wouldn't you pay for HBO as its own service?
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
Like, I don't understand like why they haven't done this yet.
So
Because
the
don't
reason
they have a
why-
contract with Time Warner or something?
It's
or
not.
whatever?
It's not
That's
that.
bullshit.
They've actually released. They've had a press release come out and say they will not do it because they do not have their own infrastructure. They run off of all these other cable companies' infrastructure, and it would cost them more money to actually buy servers and actually employ people to have that running than it would for people to continue pirating their stuff.
Okay,
Is-
whatever. So where's somebody with a big wallet that can just back this? Because I would. So if anyone watches us has a big giant wallet, just offer it.
No, I think
like,
most of our
back
guests
them.
are actually made up of, or most of our listeners are made up of people with huge
HBO executives. I know.
wallets.
Yeah, and actually, you know the Geico commercial with the man that's made out of money? He watches our show.
No, I don't know
Oh.
the commercial because I don't have
Yeah.
cable.
I don't have cable, so I don't think I've seen a commercial in years.
That's the other thing. Yeah, I cannot stand commercials. I feel like I'm getting dumber when I watch them.
Which is why Hulu bothers the shit out of me. When
Yep.
I first got Hulu 5 years ago, there was one 30-second commercial one time a show, and I was okay with that. I'm fine. You're showing me the shows that I want to watch the day after they go on cable. I am super okay with that, which is why I caught up all the way with Grey's Anatomy. So I'm okay with that. But the fact that now there's 4 minute-and-a-half long commercials or something like that, it's bullshit. I
Well-
pay you $8 a month. I shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah,
You know?
that's the issue.
But I
You're
will say
paying a
this.
premium for it.
Having commercials for like growing up and stuff like that, when I go to a drugstore and I'm like, okay, what should I like pick for my like a cold or whatever, like Band-Aids or something.
Claritin.
The most impressionable commercial is the brand I do pick. And I'm just like, this is so bad. But still, even like now, I haven't had cable in years. And I still pick like what I remember from when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But all that advertising is online now. Like if you're on Facebook, which I'm pretty sure most people are, you've got advertising down the bar there. You've got advertising everywhere.
There's advertising on YouTube before, middle, and after things sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
which is fine because it's a free service. But if you're paying for a private service like Hulu or Netflix,
But now you can get ad blockers and stuff though. So
Yeah. Well, and I mean, here's the other thing. You're paying $8 a month for Hulu versus, I mean, low end $70 a month for cable.
30.
I'm still getting the same stuff that I watch on cable, but it's a lot fewer commercials.
and it's whenever I want it.
Exactly.
I don't have to pay extra for a DVR or whatever. I love
And I
the
don't
fact
have to play around with the
watch
stupid,
also.
oh, you can only record 2 or 3 shows at a time.
yeah,
It's like,
and don't you have to replace the DVR like every couple years?
yeah.
Yeah, and I
It's-
think there's some companies now, like where I live, that are requiring you to have one.
That
They're-
what?
Yeah, in the next year, at least Bright House, which services mostly the Southeast, is now requiring you to have a DVR, which pretty much they're saying, yeah, we're going to make you pay the extra $20 a month or so to add this on without
That is
consulting you.
ridiculous.
Yeah, so that's
What?
why I'm
It's
hoping to
ridiculous?
drop cable soon.
Ridiculous.
I didn't use the word this time. Alexis did it.
Woo! Special guest.
Um,
Nice branding, guys. I'm
Yes,
very
best-
obviously.
best guest ever.
Most impressionable
She used the title all
commercial
by herself.
right there.
So,
can I bring up something that I
No.
feel about TV? You know what? Too bad. So I feel like cable is making people stupider.
Yes.
Because I feel with all these
Go on.
streaming devices, I have the choice of what I watch, which means I can watch shows like Mad Men and Orange is the New Black and all these good shows that make me think about stuff, right? And then I go to my friend's house and they're watching Duck Dynasty and I want to shoot myself in the face. And I just think there's so much crap on TV that, I mean, yeah, it's on our streaming devices, but since we have all this other stuff available anytime we want, we're not pushed into this little tiny 1 hour block where we have to watch it, or we can only record it once or twice or whatever. Like, I don't know, I feel that if you keep cable and don't expand your horizons onto some kind of a streaming device, I feel like it kind of makes you a little stupider. And I don't know, that's just how I feel.
Well, I think that's
I
what's
just wanted
killing.
to say it.
That's why cable is dying, because all these great,
Good.
masterful shows are being produced on HBO, Netflix, and other streaming services where cable companies cannot put the same amount of money into making these shows. So they need to make the cheapest show possible that will still get viewers. So their profit margins increase. So I think that's why all these stupid shows are coming out. All these low margin shows because they can't compete with Netflix and.
Well, do you know how many Housewives of shows or Master Top Chef this or that are out there? Like,
Mhm.
I mean, okay.
I will say that
original-
I have enjoyed my Jersey Shore and the Kardashians from time to time.
True, I love the Kardashians, and fortunately, 3 seasons are on Netflix, and I'm just waiting for the next 12 to come out because I really want to know what's happening in their lives right now. Because it's so not all over the media every time I go to the store. But like, I mean, that's an interesting classic show. But then they're coming out with these just they can make money off of it.
Wait. Did you
Yes,
just call
I just said
the
a classic show.
Housewives a classic show?
No, I call the Kardashians a classic show.
Oh my God.
That's a classic.
Nikki, you
E!
are
Network
everything that is wrong with
television
this
show.
world.
Oh please, says the contradicting guy about downloads and digital.
I have a
don't know.
reason.
Yeah, and I'd like to see, have the two of you downloaded her sex tape?
No.
No.
What?
Silence.
Whose?
Lie. Kim Kardashian's. What world have you been in?
I've been on this world, and
Honestly,
I pay more attention to things that aren't.
You know,
porn.
Ben hasn't downloaded it because he burned it to a DVD. And now it's just
downloading.
I deserved that.
That's what's wrong with the world, is that that's how she got famous.
That is. But she's quite entertaining. And I don't know. I feel like there's more of a range of things to watch, and you can pick more things on these streaming devices than you would be able to experience on cable because there's everything available all at once whenever instead of I'm only home between 8 and 10 p.m. because of work and sleep, so I can only watch the crap that's on then.
Not only that, you also get the opportunity to be exposed to things that you would otherwise not watch. And I just want to let you know, Nikki, say hello, listeners.
Hello, listeners. Just
Someone
me?
decided to call you out on you
Bitch.
saying stupider about 5 times.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Have you not listened to the podcast before? I make up my own words, and I don't care. Who was it?
At Jim_Morrison, but the I's are 1s and the R's are 12s, and I don't
So we'll
even know.
never find out who
The
they are.
grammar
You know
Nazis are
what?
striking.
I don't care.
I just had to throw that out there because, I had to.
This is the amount of fucks that are being
Wait, is
given.
that on Twitter?
Yes.
That is on Twitter.
That's hilarious.
Maximo Zalava the Third. You know what? Suck it.
But anyways, so with Netflix and Hulu, you have all that opportunity to be exposed to things you wouldn't otherwise watch.
Where else could you type in Martin Scorsese and get all the movies that are available on that network to pop up and saying, oh, what do I want to watch? Like, I want to watch the specific director or the specific actor. Just give me all the content I can desire from this specific person. That's awesome.
And I mean, I would have never watched The Killer Tire from Outer Space if it hadn't been on Netflix.
I just watched that movie.
That movie is amazing.
Or Killer
Yeah.
Clowns from Outer
But
Space.
there's another one. There's like a Killer Tire.
Yes, it's what is it called now?
Oh, I don't remember. The title, that's not the actual title, but it's this tire with telekinetic powers that's killing
Yeah.
everyone.
Yes, that's
French
you
movie,
can
right?
you actually put 2 B movies together because it's Killer Clowns from Outer Space with K's, and then I think the movie's just called Tire.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, and then there's
that's-
also
that's
Hobo
it.
with a Shotgun.
What?
Well, yeah, Hobo with a Shotgun.
Hobo with a
classic.
Shotgun, classic.
Not seen
Yeah.
that one.
Hobo with a Shotgun is amazing. No, I mean, and you don't just get the new stuff. There's a lot of old stuff on there too. And what I find absolutely amazing, I don't have kids, don't really plan on having kids, but if I did have kids, I could make them watch all the cartoons I watched growing up because a lot of them are showing up on Netflix.
And
I
they
could-
also
I could-
have a nice little way that you can make them their own profile where it's only kids shows. So there's no like porn because they obviously don't censor anything on Netflix or Hulu. There's a lot of boobie and all of that. And you can censor that. So actually tried to for my little sister-in-law, and it's like 12 and under that it's kind of good for, and it's really, really dorky kids shows, and I was like, fuck it. If she wants to watch Vampire Diaries, let her.
Guys, I had to get my charger. Can you give me just a second?
Absolutely. Go for it. We'll vamp while you're... Yes.
Well, the movie's it's called Rubber.
Rubber. That's what it was. Rubber.
Don't you mean Flubber? The one back from the 90s? No.
A little bit different. I think the movies are similar but different.
Robin Williams is the main character? No.
Robin Williams plays the tire.
There we go.
Oh, shit.
But I can totally see you, Ben, forcing your kids to sit down and be like, sit here, you're going to watch this show, I don't care if you don't like it. They're squirming around like, I don't want to watch this old, boring show. I don't want.
But how are they going to know if it's old and boring if that's what they grew up with?
This is true.
Yeah.
See, the only thing they would know.
Because they're going to go to school and then be like, hey, did you see this? And all their friends going to go, like,
no, they're going to be the cool kid. They're going to be the cool kid, okay? It's like, I mean, my mom made me listen to Elvis when I was growing up, so I thought Elvis was, like, the top dog. So I went to school and was like, have you heard of the song? And my friends are like, no.
Some say he was nothing but a hound dog.
Yes. He wasn't.
Just so you know.
Nothing but a hound dog.
Crying all the time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Kind of like Nikki.
Fingers being pointed towards you, Kenny.
There were two there. Were you doing this?
Yep. Right in your face.
Anyways, so you know the one thing that I feel streaming is missing out on, at least from some of the set-top boxes that are out there, or rather, at least from my PS4, which I use most of the time, and Google Chromecast, which I use the other amount of the time.
Amazing, the Chromecast.
Oh my God, $30 and you've got everything that you could ever need, except for news.
Yeah.
And one other thing.
That's what Twitter's for, right?
Yeah, I guess like that's what I like having on in the morning when I'm getting ready for work, eating breakfast and all that. It's just having the news on.
Just go to the Young Turks and watch the Young Turks.
So wait, that 70s show reruns isn't the news?
No, Nikki.
No?
And neither is the Kim Kardashian show.
Well,
that's news.
Entertainment news.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I meant, but I mean, how long do you think it's going to be before like Hulu has a live streaming news channel?
I don't know about live streaming news channel, but I can see something that's recorded throughout the day and then posted at the end of every day or something.
Yeah, don't they do that
the next day?
already? Like, don't they take their clips from like the television or like their TV show and then post it?
Hulu does that on certain TV shows, like you can get the Daily Show and the Colbert Report the day after it uploads. I mean, I know that isn't a news show, but it's still news. I mean, it's just really funny.
Yeah, like what kind of news did you want? Did you want like breaking news? Did you want
Fox, CNN?
Yeah, I mean something along those lines, or even if I could put the stream the NPR app to my Chromecast, I'd be happy.
Yeah, because like IGN is considered like a news source for entertainment and video games. There's no way that we could stream I mean, we could, but that would just be like.
Yeah, well, I mean that's not necessarily what I expect. I mean, I still like to open up the IGN app on the PS4, and I'll just queue up a bunch of videos that are on the like what's new section at the top.
Yeah. So like that's what you want is like someone to stand up and do your news like.
Well, I mean, even if it was just something like that, where there were like little snippets recorded throughout the day, I could just play that. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Is there not something like that now?
I mean,
not that I have noticed.
Not through Hulu or Netflix or stuff, but I mean, like you can go to. I mean, yeah, it's through the news site's individual website. Where you can go through and look up clips. You can't. I don't think they take all the different news sources and compile them in one place, but you can definitely get it.
I wouldn't even need all the news sources compiled in one place, even if like. Again,
but
even if
like,
CNN came out with...
does that? Like, there's not one television show that like compiles all the different news clips. Well, I guess like Colbert Report and stuff, but
Well, and again, what I'm
you,
saying is, like, the way the IGN app is set up, it's perfect because I can just queue up a bunch of stories and it'll play.
right.
Like, if something like CNN or BBC or any of those news channels did something like that, made an app like that, that could be played through something like Chromecast, Apple TV, any of the gaming systems, anything like that, that'd be perfect. That would be exactly what I'm looking for.
Then why don't you just cast it through your computer?
Because that's a pain in the ass.
Well,
and
I mean,
I'm using
have
the
you-
computer for other stuff at the same time.
But you
Have
can
you-
just
have you
cast
heard
the
of,
tab.
Yeah, I guess I could. You know what? Stop
Ben
with
likes
your
things
logic.
super easy.
have you heard of the Young Turks? Anyone?
No, I have not heard of the
No?
Young Turks.
I'd say check them out. I mean, it's an online news source. The guy that runs it, I forget his name. It's hard to pronounce, or at least it's hard to read. He used to work for I think he used to work for CNN and then or another major news source and broke out and made his own online site, and it's really good news. At least I enjoy it. So that might
Only
be
good news? Because I don't like bad news.
Um,
Like, I don't like hearing bad news, Kenny.
You're living in the
it'll
wrong
be-
world
it'll be bad news if I tell you what kind of news was on the website. So I can't.
That's why I can't wait for YouTube to come out with the PS4 app,
Yeah,
because
that'll make
Yeah.
me happy.
I'm a big Philip DeFranco show watcher, and that's where I used to get all my news from. Yeah, in the morning getting ready, I'd turn my phone on, and it's a pain in the ass to turn it on, whatever. I'd rather have it just on my TV so I can watch it big, but, you know, that'll happen soon, hopefully. So.
Cool.
Yeah, I agree. So I think it's about time we wrap up. I have one more question, and that is, do you think Netflix and Hulu and all these streaming services are going to kill cable? Do you think we're still going to have big cable providers in the next 10 years?
Maybe one.
I think they're gonna find something to break out in the market with. They're gonna find their new little niche, but it's gonna be drastically different than what it is now. It's kind
Cable
of a
will probably
dying-
just be like an all sports, all live only kind of a thing,
Maybe
but
not
even then
even
we can
that.
still stream it.
Yeah, I mean, they might go the way of Netflix. I mean, like I could see, like Comcast coming out with something like Netflix, where you can just do streaming Comcast one day. That's what they're gonna have to do eventually if they don't want to die off.
Yeah, I think they'll
Yeah.
just evolve with like the way we're going. I think they're still slow because I mean, like think about it, like we live in a bubble, like we really do. You go to like the Midwest, Middle America, and there's still watching television, still doing that, and you don't
They
realize
don't have the internet coverage that we do. Also,
they don't. Who?
I mean, the Midwest. I mean, it's like those stats that say there's still, like, what, 70% of the country that doesn't have high-speed internet?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and I mean like that's not even counting. Also like the world too. It's like amazing.
Well,
like
yeah.
how many people still like
I
don't.
mean, how much of the world is there other than the U.S., really? I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Hey,
We'll have to say
international
it's parking,
viewers.
right? Like, anyways. I think they'll just evolve, and I think they just cable companies and just own too much of our governments to just die off.
Yeah.
So I think some way they'll figure out a way to evolve and keep up and
That way it should just become cheaper.
yeah. But with baby boomers around, like we just have to wait for that whole
All of those people die.
to die. I can't want to say that, but
But
I'll say it,
I mean,
don't worry.
By the time that happens, you do realize that people around our age now will be saying the same thing about us.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So,
circle of life, right?
eventually, the ideas that we're talking about now will be antiquated. But
I know. I just hope I'm one of
And-
those spunky grandmas that can keep up with the times.
So, does anyone else have anything else they want to add to the conversation before we close out?
Netflix is awesome.
Netflix is awesome. This episode of the Ridiculous Rants podcast
Is
brought to you
not.
by...
Netflix.
Nope.
Ish.
All right, so then with that being said, let's go ahead and close out. Alexis, where on the internet can people find you?
You can find me at IGN.com. That's mainly it. I'm pretty much there all the time. Game of Thrones. Hopefully going to be covering Gotham and some other stuff. So
I can't wait for Gotham.
keep it
Jesus
locked to
Christ.
IGN.
Nikki, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at HarleyQuinn103 on Twitter, Instagram, PSN, probably any other thing like that. And every other Monday on the Lipstick Nerds podcast. In here.
Cool.
Yeah, I saw that you were tweeting about it. What is that? Is that like a...
The Lipstick Nerds? We're an all-girls podcast. You know Miranda Sanchez, right?
Do I know who? Sorry.
Miranda Sanchez?
No, I don't know who she is.
Don't? Okay. Ask
Right?
Brian Albert. She can tell you. Or he can tell you.
Oh, wait, she's a freelancer at IGN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she and two other girls that I know through Beyond, we do a podcast together.
Beyond.
Yeah. So I was going to see if you want to be a guest on that because you're a girl too. So we'll talk about that later.
Girl power.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah. Now, Kenny, where can people find you on the internet?
They can find me at Kenneth Scott H on Twitter or the Ginger_Beard on PSN, or maybe on an all boys podcast with you and me, Ben.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Shut down.
I have time to run 3 other podcasts right now, so I think I'm maxed out. And of course,
Next out.
fuck you guys. Nobody knows that, okay? And you can always find me on Twitter at Ben Riddick. You can follow the podcast at RiddickulousRT. You can see all of our latest content at www.nkrn.org. The podcast airs live every Sunday night, usually at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, that's about it. You guys have a ridiculous night, and remember, you can't spell ridiculous without Riddick.